If yesterday's 4-2-3-1 didn't beat the 4-2-1-3 meta for you, then maybe today's will. Let's check it out. Hello folks, and welcome to a brand new video by me, Tactical Max 7 on YouTube. Today we're looking at the second variation of the 4-2-3-1 that I put together a couple of days ago and put out on X. If you don't follow me there, link is in the description to follow me. I put out tactics there and I put out tactics on YouTube. Best to get me on both places. I've a lot of interaction on X with FC Pirate, Quick Rage, Bartel, Toledo, Cami. There's loads of people that we all interact with and we pass ideas back and forth from. So you'll get loads of interaction. Follow me, follow them. It's all great. This one is slightly different to yesterday's one. Yesterday's one was about keeping it super narrow, being tight and compact, tiki-taka through the middle, passing through the opposition. This one's about kind of tapping into some of that feeling from the 4-2-1-3 with a half winger and making them super important in the build-up, but also getting your shadow striker as your central cam so that they go beyond the striker and become just as effective as a striker. That is a position eventually that Bobby Charlton card is going to take up in this formation for me when I get another striker. Hopefully with the next promo, fingers crossed. So let's get into the team management and have a look at it. Here we go. So the setup is pretty similar. We've got short passing again and we've got 64. Now this will reset to 70 likely when you start the game and it'll play at 70 just fine. But if you want to reset it to 64, then go for it. The player roles we have Bobby Charlton on advanced forward and attack again. Zidane's on the shadow striker and attack. Figo is on a playmaker and balanced. Can also be played as a classic 10 on wide if you want to make it properly wide. Or can be played on the playmaker as build-up, but that'll put him into the midfield as a 3, and it'll change this quite significantly. I keep him on balanced. You could play him on roaming, but I keep him on balanced. Nawari, my right cam is on half winger attack. Now you can swap those two around if you need to. No problem with that. Doesn't affect it, but you go for it if you want. Whatever side you're going to be attacking down, you want that person to be the half winger. Hopefully that makes sense. Our two CDMs are our deep line playmaker combo of defend and build up. Again, really important in this one. Really important in this one that your build up deep line playmaker is a box-to-box beast. You want someone who can do everything. Defending is the main job, but you will find this person free so often in attack and they'll boost themselves right up to be in the cam position. So you want someone who's good all round. Your two fullbacks, again, are fullback and defend. Once again, if you're finding you're getting attacked down one side and you're giving up space, you can always change that sided fullback to balanced. Two centre backs, still on defender and defend. I'm going to need to replace them because they're just not good enough. And Peter Cech is still on goalkeeper and defend. Play him sweeper keeper if you want though. Completely up to you. That is the team. That is the code 9 Echo Victor Romeo Foxtrot Victor Echo Delta Hotel 5 X-ray. Some of them are capitals and some of them are not. You're going to have to look at it yourself. Okay. Yeah. I'll put it in the description as well for you guys. So let's get into some gameplay and you can see me make some mistakes. And the computer really try and make me mess up. The AI does that a lot. Right. Like, subscribe, comment. You guys are all amazing. Right, so let's get into the version 2 gameplay. So, didn't see the team, but straight away from kickoff, see this guy run straight at me. That gives you a clue how this guy's going to play. I've noticed I've put in almost every video, I think, apart from maybe a couple. I've put in games I've won, so I felt like this one was a good game and I wanted to put in. I don't win this game in this half, which does happen quite a lot, and I lose a lot of games. Great tackle there by Scavini, whatever his name is. Really poor pass for me. So let's. It's a good bit to pause that. Go back 10 seconds. Right, so good tackle there. Ball out here. Right, so we've lost the ball, and it's quite interesting at this point because you see immediately my two CDMs they're going back towards that CDM position. And that's because this, although there's no change to them, there's obviously a change to these three. And it definitely changes how they react. You'll see my central cam is so much higher up the park. He's coming back the way as well, but he's so much higher up the park than in the last game. He will come inside and he will go outside. And that's basically how it works. Everyone kind of shifts over to the right a little bit. So your out ball is generally, for me, the right attacking mid because he's on half winger. If you prefer going down the left-hand side, then you can have the left winger on left cam on half winger. Completely up to you. But he's going to go that way. And that's where I'm going to try and play the ball the majority of the time. So, on defence, again, look how narrow we are. My central cams come back. My two CDMs are really narrow. My defence is really narrow. Because he's really narrow. Look how narrow this team is. He's got no one out. He's got no one out here or here. Everything's super narrow. 4-2-1-3 he's playing. Inside forwards. Look how narrow they are. So we get forward again, and Bergvall is really important in this setup because he's going to come a lot further forward and he'll be in that gap that your cam would normally be. Your striker, it's a good run with Charlton there. Back to Vidal. Bergvall on his left foot. That was a good shot. He actually makes a good save. We get a lot of corners against this guy, actually, thinking about it. So this first one, we're going short. Whip it into the back post. Good header. Pass the post, fine. So straight away from him kicking it out, you see how we have 4 players to put a good press on. They're all very narrow. And then my 2 CDMs are quite close together and my back 4 is covering. So I'm kind of covering that cam and the 2 wingers out. And that's what I set this one up to be. This covers the 4-2-1-3 and has players playing in the spaces. You see how this player's in the gap between here and here. This player's in the gap between his 2 CDMs. This one's in the gap between his left back, centre back, and your striker plays in between the 2 centre backs. So this was all about covering those spaces. He gets the ball forward, and this is a big thing you'll see me do a lot. If I'm playing against a 4-2-3-1 and you're playing it into the wing player, especially like Rodgers and stuff, people who are quite strong, I try and be hyper aggressive. And if I lose the ball, I just run straight back. If I don't collect the ball, I run straight back. But I'm trying to be really hyper aggressive with my left back and right back in these situations. So he goes inside into the pitch. So I've now gone back to cover off his striker who took that position and his cam who moved into striker position. Now he's got his left winger in his striker position, his cam in his left wing position, his striker in his cam position. And that's the problem with the 4-2-3-1. It moves about so much in those front 4 areas. You've just got to watch how to read it and make sure you've got the players that can cover the positions off. And if you've got that, you will be fine. I say, I don't think I can see goals in this. That's a lovely wee touch by Martinez there. Ball into Nawari. Thankfully, we managed to make up because he plays a loose pass. We get the ball forward. We get to our right winger. You see how, well, our right cam, you see how wide he is, playing as a proper winger. We've got our shadow striker going beyond our striker. Gets into the box. Lovely wee touch. Kind of don't have any options. Managed to get the ball out to Figo. First time into Bergvall. And this is what I mean. Having someone in this position who's a jack of all trades, can shoot from distance, can tackle, is fast. Really, really important. We try and play the pass into Zidane. We get the ball into Charlton. We try and do a wee fake back, but he reads it. So that's fine. It's Yoro. Yoro was a really good defender against me. He gets the ball to his right winger. We don't manage to cover it, so we cut back. He then plays a lovely ball through to Zidane, and all my players are out. Like, that's just an unfortunate moment. Like, you look where Zidane is. My left back should be covering him, but I don't have the greatest card at left back, and she's just a wee bit too far forward. I've now grabbed a centre back to try and make that tackle. Miss it. I'm now taken out. Bobby Moore just doesn't have the pace to keep up with a running Zidane. And that's all it was. He played a really clever ball, and it was kind of the AI of that card that caught me out. Fine, whatever. Love the ball into Charlton. I don't know what happens there. Like, I felt like the game wasn't going for me in this one. Another low ball into Charlton. This time I made a decision to take a fake shot because, like I say, the game wasn't going. I didn't know how that was a corner in real time. So here I've got free space. His Euro. I don't know how he touches that. Honestly, I don't know how he touches it. Goes out for the corner. We go near post. We don't get it. We get the ball back with Moore. Go straight back out to Zidane. Cross ball. We should really have Nawari taking it because I gave him dead ball. But I really want to bring in Ronald Koeman into defence. I think he'll get the corners, which sounds weird. I'm a centre back taking the corner, but you know, whatever. So here we're running. We're just taking space. We're watching what spaces we have. So to show you how offensively it matches up against the 4-2-3-1. You see he's got his 4 really narrow defenders. He's got his 2 centre backs. We've got our playmaker dropping back into this pocket of space. Our strikers moved over to the left because the space has been left. Our shadow strikers pushed up, so we now have 2 on 3. We've got a really wide player who's pulling the left back out. Looking at this now, what I wish I'd done is a 1-2. Made him run past the ball and then got the ball in behind. I would have made him commit his left back and would have opened up space. I don't think that's what I do. I think I try and play it down. Yeah, so I just let Bergval go. Luckily we get the ball back. We get to Zidane. We've got 2 players in the box and we can't find either of them. So we get another corner. We go near post again. Don't get the header. Annoying. And then he's breaking it. He's just running. He's just sprinting. And I should have been able to cover that, but I didn't. He gets away from me. Thankfully, he passes there, because if he'd continued running, I would have really struggled. But Bergval gets the ball back. We get the ball out to Figo, who's dropped into that wee pocket of space. We look a bit like a 4-2-4, to be honest, at this point, with the 2 cams, the shadow striker and the striker. We're kind of like a 4-2-4. We don't do very well there, though, when Petit gets the ball back. Then he gets a bounce back. Then he gets the ball again here. Rogers, he takes a wee fake shot, which is clever. He's kind of somehow gone past me again there. Tries a finesse shot, but he's gone for the wrong corner. And Czech collects the ball. Also, Czech not wearing a hat, which scrum cap, which I found weird. Thought he always did that. Yep, somehow we managed to get the ball away there. We get out to our right cam. It should have been a good ball, but Zidane just gets a second to the ball there. So here we can see again, we're putting pressure on that CDM with our Lamb and our Cam. There's a gap and he finds it, and that's fine, but it's about putting that pressure on, because if we can keep this pressure consistent, we're going to win the ball high up the park. And if we win the ball high up the park, we're like 4v6. But we take 2 of them out, so we're like 4v4. Play. See, again, I'm being quite aggressive with my CDM. I miss a tackle, so I'd get everyone to run back. There, he gets away from me. Luckily, cuts back in. Then it's an EA thing. Try and do a lob pass forward, but it just literally lifts it up. Zidane's in lots of space. We see Charlton start to make a run, and he checks out of it. I was just a bit slow. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Force them into a mistake. Make him go backwards. Force them into a mistake. That's all we're trying to do. He gets the ball into Martinez, and he's got a lovely overlap there, but thankfully this time... See, that's another one. Thankfully I got away with it, but I'd forgotten that had happened. That really, really annoyed me in the middle of the game. I was like, that's a foul. He doesn't have the ball. I have control of the ball. That is a foul. We get a foul there, but we don't get the free kick again. This one I really felt the game was out to get me, but you know, we all feel it at times. So we're trying to do simple things. We're trying to do very simple passes. We're not trying to do anything over the top. Here I've got a run on Carlos. I know I can get to the byline. Get the ball across. Great. Save. I thought I was going to fake shot back inside. That's why I turned round. Ball into the near post, and we get onto the end of it, and Bergval gets a goal. We flick on by Bobby Moore. Or Charlton. They look too similar. Right, so we're off again. And the most EA thing happens. He scores. Straight from kickoff. And we can watch it happening. We see my players just not tracking. So I pulled both my CDMs out there. That is me. But No idea why my defense isn't tracking that run. None whatsoever. So he's 2-1 up. And I'm like, great. We get the ball out to Nawari on the right wing. We luckily managed to keep the ball in there. Get into Bobby Charlton, who finishes on the penalty spot. 2-2. Again, I realised what he was trying to do. Pass through the middle, so I closed off that space. Get out to my right winger, who's actually a right cam. Ball down the line to Zidane. The shadow striker has made that overlapping run. I was trying to come back inside, but I messed it up. Euro, because this is the point. When someone does this, you should punish them. Like, this is his left back. This is his left back. This is his centre back. I need to find the space. I need to be able to find Bobby Charlton at some point. But I don't. And that's why Bergvall's now making up that space into there. So that's why that player needs to be like a box-to-box, proper box-to-box player. And that's how it ended. So hopefully you've seen enough there in the game. What's defense? Wow. Box. Bravo. Advance. Yeah, that kind of lets you know what the... Oh wait, does it change to defender? Box to box. That's weird. Kind of lets you know what the servers were like I was playing on. Yeah, I love this formation. This is probably my favourite out of the two 4-2-3-1s. Just because it gives you that wide right player. And your left central defensive midfielder gets really, really involved in the game. And you can really get a good player there. So, yeah, hope that went okay. Hope you liked it. It was a bit of a long middle part, but there was plenty to see. You've seen how I played it. Right, let's get into the round. So there you go. The gameplay of this version. You can see it's completely different to the other 4-2-3-1, which is weird because I'm only changing the commands on 3 players, but it drastically changes the right-sided CDM, and it drastically changes all 4 in the front area of the pitch. I think it shows you how much roll pluses and how much the instructions change the players. Hopefully you've seen that. If you want to watch the 2 videos back to back, you will see the cams, the right side CDM, and the striker. And I only change 3 of their instructions. So have a look at that. Hopefully this helps you beat the 4-2-1-3 meta and you can play something you want. Especially if you've got lots of cams in your team and you want to get something like this on the go. I really like this version of it. I do like the other version of it as well, but I'm more in tune with this one just because I actually... It sounds terrible to say this. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I actually like playing the 4-2-1-3. Yeah. Yes, I like the wingers. I like using the wingers and being able to cut inside with the wingers. The CDMs, they support me in my defensive play the way central midfielders do not. And it feels terrible saying that, but it's true. The formation... But I like this formation too. And I like 4-1-4-1. And I like 4-2-3-1 wide. I'm not just sticking with the one. Playing lots. Finding lots about it. So hopefully you guys like this one. Give it a go and let me know how it's going. If it's not doing what we need it to do, if it's not helping you beat the meta, then please leave in the comments how it's not helping you. Tell me that the defense isn't defending, or the cams aren't in the right positions, or there's a big gap between the central cam and the right cam. That can happen the way it's set up. Like that might happen. I see it and I try and fix it, but if you're finding it and I see it consistently, it gives me an area to fix as well. So give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Remember, don't play this game if it's affecting you in a bad way. Only play this game while you're having fun with it. If you need to take a break, take a break. Have another game or 2 other games or 3 other games you can play. I play Tarkov, Elden Ring, Borderlands, COD, whatever I can to kind of de-stress from the set times. But give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Have a good day. See you guys in the next video. Bye.